Act 1. The comfort of potential. We are addicted to the genesis, the spark. That intoxicating moment in the middle of the night when a concept forms, perfect and unblemished in our minds. In our heads, the script is flawless, the business is a unicorn, the art is a masterpiece. But this is the great Safed Jhut, the white lie we whisper to ourselves to stay comfortable. We convince ourselves that having a profound idea makes us profound. We confuse the blueprint for the building. Venture capitalist John Doerr spent decades backing giants like Google and Amazon. He watched thousands of geniuses walk into his office with world-changing ideas, and his conclusion was brutally straightforward. Ideas are easy. Execution is everything. Act 2. The anatomy of hallucination. Psychologically, an idea requires zero risk. It lives in the realm of pure potential. But execution demands collision with reality. It requires you to fail, to be misunderstood, to realize your brilliant concept has terrifying flaws. Thomas Edison called innovation without execution a hallucination. We are walking around hallucinating our own greatness. So, how do you drag an idea out of the ether and into existence? Doerr noticed 5 distinct traits in the rare few who actually pulled it off. First, technical excellence. Not just academic degrees, but the kind of undeniable competence that acts as a magnet for other brilliant minds. Second, outstanding management. The humility to know that an ego cannot scale a mountain alone. It requires leading, delegating, and sometimes getting out of the way. Third, strategic focus. Targeting the massive, terrifying voids in the world that no one else is brave enough to fill. Fourth, unforgiving speed. The world doesn't wait for your perfectionism. And fifth, rational financing. The intellectual honesty to look at your risk dead in the eye and systematically dismantle it. Act 3, the mercenary and the missionary. But mechanics aren't enough. Execution is grueling. To survive it, you have to look at why you are building. Doerr splits creators into 2 archetypes. The mercenary, driven by a lust for status, motivated by paranoia. They sprint for the short term, obsessing over their competitors, protecting their fragile egos. They live in an aristocracy where they must always be the smartest person in the room. And then, the missionary, driven by a lust for meaning. They aren't running a sprint, they're enduring a marathon. They don't care about their competitors, they obsess over their purpose. They build a meritocracy where the best idea wins, even if it isn't theirs. The mercenary wants to be seen. The missionary wants to build. Act 4, the brutal truth. We must stop romanticizing the unexecuted idea. It is a psychological trap. It feels safe because as long as it remains in your head, it cannot be judged, it cannot be flawed, and it cannot fail. But unexecuted potential is a tragedy. Let go of the safe juice that your brilliance is enough. It is not. Step into the arena, make the mistakes, suffer the friction of reality, because at the end of the day, the world doesn't care what you thought of. It only remembers what you built.